You are looking live at the KSU Convocation Center as we get you set for the 2023 ASUN Championship Game between your Liberty Flames and the Kennesaw State Owls. All right, I'm joined by my guy, Will Matthews. Will, what's going on?
Brings a tear to my eye, Nicholas. It's championship day. Hey, I was on the way here to jump on with you, and guess what came on the radio? I got a feeling that tonight is going to be a good night.
Love it.
So I think it's gonna happen.
I got a good feeling too. Tim, what is up? I hope you are as pumped as I am for today. We have got a insane amount of awesome guests that are going to join us. Some of it's pre-recorded, some of it will be live. You're looking at a live shot of KSU Convocation Center in Cobb County, Georgia. We might have you know what? I'm gonna do this right here. Let's pull it up here. We're running around trying to get other cameras set up as well. The guys are working hard at KSU, getting us set for this. There you see Chad Hasson. He's got John Manson. They're going to join us here in just a second to kind of give us a quick rundown of the atmosphere and what is going on live. Chad, I do have you muted, though, or maybe I muted you. There we go. You're unmuted now. It was on me. I'm going to pass it off to you guys. Tell us what the atmosphere is like, and then we'll come back to us, and we'll get you guys set for this game.
Oh, man, Nick, first of all, shout out to Zach McLaren. He jumped in the door, and they're just flooded. This place started flooding with people. I mean, sprinting. Zach McLaren comes running in. I, tackled him back here right behind me and handed him the courtside camera you're looking at right now because I forgot my tripod. That's the handiwork of Zach McLaren. He's shaking Dustin Johnson's hand right now. That's why I got shaky. So, man, what a day. We had a tailgate right outside the stadium, probably 100 or so Liberty fans, if not more. There are going to be 400-plus Liberty fans here tonight. And, man, I am so jacked up. John and I just got back from lunch, went out, hung out at the tailgate. It is going to be raucous. And when I say raucous, this is Liberty Arena on, up a level. And I love Liberty Arena. It's not going to be anything like this today. I can just feel it already. I've got chills. You're not going to be able to see it, but I've got chills. We're ready to roll. And, man, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and give a proper introduction to my main man. This is John Manson, founder, creator, all things A Sea of Red. Man, he was doing this 5 years ago before it was cool, and he was going to all these games. And, John, thank you for bringing us along. Thank you for everything A Sea of Red does to get us to moments like this where Nick and Will and myself and everybody else that you have kind of, brought along. And then all these fans here today, look, Liberty Flames Club has done a great job. The winning team has done a phenomenal job. But a very important piece of that puzzle is what A Sea of Red has done to keep us all engaged and kind of inform us and everything like that. So thank you, John. That's enough of me rambling. John, tell us, first of all, how are you feeling? What is it the last 24 hours or 48 hours has been like?
Well, I mean, we traveled down here, my family and I, and we started Friday night, drove down a few hours, stayed in a hotel, and came the rest of the way yesterday, got into town yesterday afternoon, just kind of been hanging out. And honestly, I'm not as nervous as I was Thursday night. I don't know why, but, I mean, I've said it to you a couple of times today already, Chad, and others. Liberty, this is what Liberty does. They play for conference championships. There's a 5th conference championship game in 6 years, and, I mean, this is just what Liberty does. Now, that doesn't guarantee a win today, obviously, but I'm really excited. The guys are locked in. They got the championship blue on. And but, yeah, I mean, it's going to be an amazing atmosphere. We were here 2 weeks ago, and it was a great atmosphere, but it's going to be even better. It's already better than it was 2 weeks ago with 47 minutes left on the clock.
All right, man, it is one thing before we pitch it back to you guys, and we'll come back over here in a little bit. I wanted to get our guy here, Joel VanderPol to say a few words. He just walked in the building. You're not going to be able to hear them, but you can hear me. What is even compared to the last time you came here, just taking a look at how fast people got in here, the amount of Liberty Red, everything that's going on. What are you thinking about today's game, and how's it going to go?
Yeah, it was an absolute zoo getting in here, which is cool to see. The student line for KSU was probably, 500 people deep. There was a swarm of red coming over from the tailgate. So a lot of people, we're, almost 45 minutes from tip-off, and this place is filling up really quickly. So energy in here is absolutely what you would expect from a championship game. I'll tell you right now, spent some time last night at the team hotel just kind of hanging out with Aaron Schreiner, and I'll tell you what, I wouldn't say there's not nerves, but these guys are very dialed, they're very loose, and I'm excited to see if they can rise to the occasion, which they have. They've been here 6 straight times, or 5 or 6 straight times, so I'm excited to see how they're able to respond to the environment and show up for a good game today.
I got one more for you, but I would ask John the same question. Hey, John, all right, so you've been doing this a long time. What does it look like to have a fan base like we have showing up right now, following this team? The bus comes in. There was a tailgate outside for a basketball game. This is the first chance we've had to go on the road for a championship game. John, what is the fan? Just talk about what you're seeing right now with all this red and the fan base and the tailgate and waiting outside on the team, welcoming them in. This is a big time program with a big time following. Talk to us about how this is different from the last couple of years.
Well, yeah, kind of like you alluded to a little bit ago is, we haven't played on the road a lot for the conference championship game, but we did in 2019 at Lipscomb in Nashville. I was there at that game, but there's more Liberty fans here already than there were in Nashville at Lipscomb, 4 years ago. Not that we didn't have a good crowd then, but we did, but it's even better today. Like I think Chad said, we sold 400 tickets through Liberty. And then, I bought 3 tickets for my family, and that was through Kennesaw. So it's going to be at least 400 tickets, 400 Liberty fans plus in here. And in a 4,000 seat arena, that's what, about 10%. So it's going to be a nice pocket of red. And it is amazing how much this fan base has grown to be able to make a 7+ hour trip down here on short notice. So I'm looking forward to it, though.
Yeah, I'm going to ask the same question to Joel here. Joel, you've been around the program for a long time. Seeing all this red, I don't know if you saw the tailgate outside, the people welcoming the team into the building, the bus, just the whole atmosphere. What is it? How different is it from back even when you played in the Big South Championship on the road? Does it feel more like a big-time program with a big-time following and everything that goes along with this? How impressive, how exciting, and just how proud are you of this moment?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a great word. I'm very proud of where the state of the program right now. Back in 2013, frankly, it was kind of oh, shoot, they won on Saturday. We better get there on Sunday. And I think that a lot of these Liberty fans have had this day earmarked on the calendar, and they knew that they were likely going to be in Atlanta. So I think one of the biggest hurdles is expecting to be here, and then secondarily showing up. So very proud. Love seeing all the red. Tailgate was great. Media interviewing fans and family and alumni that were there. So great to see Ian McCaw here as well and supporting. So I'm just telling you, this is what you play for. The championship games are this is probably as good of an environment as you can get. It's difficult to get it for an NCAA tournament game to this level. This is a true road game for a conference championship, but Liberty Flames Nation is showing out, and so I'm really proud to be a part of it.
All right, that'll do it from over here for a little bit. Nick, we're going to throw it back to you, but we will be back shortly. Ping me in the message when you want me to come back. I'm going to go round up some guests here in the arena. Next time we come back, we're going to have people lined up here ready to talk into this microphone and talk about this day. So very cool stuff coming up. Nick, put it in the message here. I'm going to go relieve my man Zeke from the camera. He's got a steady hand. I'm watching him. He's got two-handed right now. He's I could see him shaking. I didn't realize how hard it would be, but he's down there holding the camera really still and doing a great job. He still doesn't know what hit him. He came in the door. I pushed him over and said, "Go down there with this camera right now and hold it." And so he's down there doing a job. Much appreciated, Zeke. All right, Nick, put me in the message when you want us to come back here from the arena, okay? You guys have a great show. We will be watching win or lose on the way home. I cannot wait to watch this full hour of content. So you guys have a good show, and we'll be back shortly.
All right, man. Will, I think they're fired up. What do you think?
I'm fired up. I'm 8 to 9 hours away, and I'm fired up, and I feel like I can feel the energy just coming through Chad and coming through John, and man, having JVP off to kick off our show. This is going to be a banging show today.
Well, the good news is you haven't even seen all of JVP because I also did a pre-recorded interview with him.
All right.
We'll have a little bit. Coming up, we have got Nick Lorenzen of Mid-Major Madness, Kyle Rode, Joel VanderPol, like I said, and we might even check in with Richie Longshots right before tip-off too. If you're not fired up, make sure you're fired up. So big show. Let's quickly pay the bills and talk a little bit about Jason Porter Real Estate.
Well, hey, everybody. My name is Jason Porter. I'm with Legacy Realty and Development, and it's been a great partnership here with Sea of Red lately. I was with Liberty Athletics as the Associate Athletic Director for Sports Medicine, so took care of all of the healthcare needs and coordinated that with a fantastic staff at Liberty in the athletic department, of course, for about 5 or 6 years, and then moved into real estate full-time and with Legacy Realty and Development. And it's just been a great pleasure to continue to stay connected with my Liberty University family and the athletics family as well. Been enjoying serving them. A lot of the graduate assistants and some of the staff that I hired has come back now and has been using me for residential services, which I really appreciate. But certainly do residential real estate as far as buying and selling of homes, of course. And then also we have a strong commercial presence as well. So commercial real estate, obviously a very, very different animal than is residential. But whether it's buying and selling commercial properties or just the leasing of properties, we can help with that as well. So it's been a great opportunity to service our commercial clients as well. And then certainly on the investment front too, a number of folks who have discovered the power of passive income through real estate and investing in real estate with rental properties or fix and flips, those kind of things. And so great joy to serve my clients in that capacity as well. The other thing that I would add too is just a very, very full Rolodex at this point of contractors and subs and just different professional contacts that I've made through the years. So if I can ever provide any of those folks to you and all of a sudden you need a plumber or an electrician or a contractor to build your deck, whatever, I'd certainly be glad to give you access to that Rolodex and those references as well. Because a lot of times it's not exactly who you know, it's who you know that knows how to do the job well. And so I would be glad to provide those services for you as well. So love Flames Nation, love taking care of my Liberty family. And if there's ever anything I can do for you, my contact information is all right here on the screen. And I would love to be a service to you and yours. Thanks so much.
All right, once again, you are looking live at the KSU Convocation Center in Cobb County, Georgia, as we count you down to tip off between the Liberty Flames and the Kennesaw State Owls for the ASUN Championship and the automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. I'm joined, as always, by my main man, Will Matthews. We have got an incredible lineup of guests coming up, so I want to get through just a couple quick points here. As we help you preview this game a little bit. Here's the bracket as we've seen. Will, I was dead wrong. I said I didn't think we'd have the 1 and 2 seeds. It's never happened, or it hasn't happened since Liberty and Lipscomb back in Liberty's first year in the ASUN back in 2019. Will, what's your overall thoughts here on this tournament?
Yeah, neither one of us had Kennesaw State to go into the final. We just kind of thought their luck would run out. And, we had talked about how even though they're a team that has played together for quite a few seasons now, they still have not been tested in a way going into the tournament where they've kind of had that big game experience. They've always been kind of knocked out of the tournament pretty early. And they've never been in this position where they've been this good. So, and they are a very good team. So we just kind of thought, well, maybe the experience factor is in Liberty's favor, but we'll definitely see how true that theory holds today in this matchup. But I think the loss earlier in the season to Kennesaw, I think that experience is going to help Liberty out a lot today.
Yeah, Kennesaw was really fortunate to get past Queens in the quarterfinals, 1-point win. They pretty much dominated the game against Lipscomb, although Lipscomb had a heck of a comeback late and really put the pressure on Kennesaw State late. Obviously, Liberty had the tough game against Eastern Kentucky, so it'll be interesting to see what both teams look like here today. Here's the broadcasting crew on ESPN2 here at the top of the hour at 3 o'clock. Mike Corey will be doing play-by-play. Tim McCormick. This is a really quality crew that they sent out. Did a little bit of research. Mike Corey actually called the Liberty-Wake Forest game in football this year. Tim McCormick, he's called all kinds of games. Been doing it for a long time. Former NBA player. So that'll be on ESPN2. And then it's Alan York and Tim Scarborough on the radio side for Liberty today. All right, let's get to the numbers here real quick. Liberty a 5-point favorite according to KenPom. I think Liberty opened as a 4-point favorite in Vegas. I think the line's moved up to 6. Obviously, money pouring in on Liberty, as you would expect. Having the experience factor in this matchup. Will, you kind of gave a little bit of a tease. What's your overall like thoughts on this game and what Liberty needs to do to come out on top?
Man, I'm looking for a very close game. My mind goes back to the 2019 championship game against Lipscomb, that rematch after that first game, that first championship game that we had against them was so close and came down to the wire. And then in that second game, that team that was experienced from that and then winning an NCAA championship just blew Lipscomb out at home. I don't know that happened. I think this is going to be more like that first Lipscomb game. I think this is going to be a battle. If you look there at the statistics, I mean, Liberty and Kennesaw are just right there together in almost every single category. The scoring defense is a little bit better than Liberty, but I'm expecting this. If it doesn't go down to the wire, Liberty has not played much overtime, so I would be interested to see if possibly today could be the first overtime game in quite a while for the championship.
All right, bringing back our courtside shot here as we're back. This is the Liberty guys doing some stretching. Yeah, there we go. Let's go, fellas. Let's get stretched out. Love it. It'll be interesting. The thing I keep coming back to as I think about this game is, all right, Kennesaw already got Liberty. Richie McKay has got over 2 days to prepare for Kennesaw, and he's known that this was a possibility they were going to meet again.
Yep.
Richie McKay has never lost to an ASUN team twice. In the first game, Liberty had no problem scoring. Like, that 73 seems like it's very attainable for Liberty. The problem is they just couldn't get stops at the end. So that to me is I think the most encouraging is that Kennesaw couldn't stop Liberty either. Liberty's just got to play better on the defensive end. And honestly, there's always the possibility, and it could go both ways, but maybe a little bit more on the side of Kennesaw that, a team comes out nervous, playing in their first ever ASUN championship game. The shots are maybe a little long, a little short. And maybe your defense isn't as crucial in a game like this because the other team is fighting through things. So that will be, kind of the interesting thing to watch in this one. Let's run through the starters, the projected starters here for this game. I doubt either team's going to go different. Let's talk about Liberty first. I mean, Colin Porter, wow, what a game on tonight. Boy, he's got to be playing with a lot of confidence coming into this game. Will, who for you are you looking for Liberty other than Darius McGee?
And so for both teams, I'm looking at the benches today. I think the bench and the depth is going to be crucial. Both teams have really good depth. I'm looking at Shiloh Robinson, man. He was the guy that kind of had the good fortune of slowing down Blanton a little bit the other night. But also on the offensive side, he had a few turnovers, had a few missed layups. I'm thinking that Shiloh has to have a good game today. Also for Kennesaw, I'm looking at Alex Peterson in the game against Lipscomb. Played 17 minutes, but he was 4 for 4, 6 rebounds, 10 points, didn't turn the ball over. They have a deep bench just as we do. So I'm really looking at the bench to be kind of the difference maker in this game today.
Yeah, I like the point on the bench. You nailed it with Zach Cleveland in that semifinal game. He was a huge job guarding Blanton. I'm looking for Joseph Van Zandt today. I think that Kennesaw is maybe going to play off him a little bit. I think they're going to, if you're looking at the 4 guys in the lineup, obviously Blake Preston's not going to step out and hit a 3. Who's the one guy they're maybe going to sag off on? I think it's Van Zandt. I think he's going to get some open looks from 3. And I think if he can knock a couple of those down, oh boy, that really sets Liberty off.
Yeah, he can surprise some folks. We don't see a lot of scoring from him, but he had a big 3 the other night. So, I think the confidence for him is there if the open looks are there.
Yeah. Looking at Kennesaw, I'll go first on them. I was dead wrong when I predicted that it would be a low-scoring game. It would be a grind-out game in the first one. It was anything but that. But I was right. I'll give myself a little credit on Chris Youngblood. He was their leading scorer in the game. I think he is the most important guy for Liberty to shut down. He's their most efficient player. I know he doesn't get necessarily all the accolades that I think he deserves in the conference. But I think you slow him down, I think you are in really, really good shape in this one. Anyone else you're looking at with Kennesaw?
Yeah, I mean, Stroud is always just a dangerous player. He's 45% field goal percentage. It doesn't really that number doesn't really stick out like a whole lot, but we've seen him through the season make some pretty big shots in some big spots. And so interested to see kind of how they guard him as well. Yeah.
And then I expect Darius McGee to have a monster game. I mean, I think we talked about it pregame against Bellarmine. We said, I think there'll be one game where Darius struggles. And we had that against EKU, and we had 29-point struggle. What a tough night. But nonetheless, I mean, he did struggle to shoot the ball, especially in the first half. I think he's already got that out of the way. I have so much faith in Darius McGee. He's the best player on the floor today. I think he's going to go insane. I think ESPN is going to be talking about him tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. Series history, Kennesaw finally got their first win against Liberty earlier in the year. Liberty had won the first 9, but the last couple have been pretty competitive. Even the 2021 ASUN tournament game, the quarterfinal game, that was a really tough game as well. I have one more thought that I'm going to save because we are going to go back live to the KSU Convocation Center. Chad Hasson's got a guest with him.
All right, we tracked him down. I saw him walk in with a brigade of I guess they just got off the plane. So we'll ask him who all's here. Mainly Mike, I just want to get your takeaway. First, we've been doing this for a long time, you and I. This feels like a big-time support for a big-time program. All the red in here. We've got this whole upper section, or a lot of it, and then we've got a bunch down there. Talk to me about who flew in today and just everything that led up to this moment, and how proud are you of Flames Nation for making this happen?
Yeah, thanks, Chad. I had a fortunate invite to come down with Dr. Prevo, so it was easy travel for me. But he's got a couple of trustees here and other guests to come down and just support the team. So, yeah, we've got, I think, about 60 seats behind the bench. And I'm seeing now for the first time really this crowd right behind because I just walked into the arena a few minutes ago. But I think this is great. I mean, I can't remember maybe when we played at Radford, and obviously we had a big crowd there, but that's, 2 hours from the Bird? I have this people hours south to come down and make the trip. I think it's great. It does feel like a big conference championship.
Awesome. Mike, thanks for your time. Looking snazzy. Good luck. Let's get a win today. Hey, Nick, I got a couple other for you. Do we sound okay? Can you hear us okay? Okay. We got a couple more guests. We got Zach and Christian. over here. We got a couple of others stopping by. First up, it's Zeke. CT, you're next. All right, Zeke, just what did it take for you to get down here today? How awesome is this environment? And what do you think? What are your keys to the game? Give us the Zeke take.
Man, it doesn't get any better than this. March Madness, good as it gets. Dropped all my schoolwork, rushed down here, met CT in Charlotte. Keys to the game, man, I don't know. We're going to have to just have an efficient offensive performance like we did last time when we were down here, except this time, hopefully they don't get so hot down the stretch. But, I mean, this KSU students were cheering outside, kind of reminded me like the 2020 ASUN Championship with our guys. Love the home court advantage. It's kind of cool being on the road to see the other side of things. But, man, I'm hyped. Can't wait for it to start.
Let's go. Let's go. Thanks. We got CT coming in next. We got a couple more lined up here. Dr. Prevost standing by. We're going to make Dr. Prevost wait for our man CT. CT, what did it take to get down here? You've been doing this for a long time. You've been going to all the games, the road games. What is this environment? How amazing is it to see all this red, and how hype are you? We need your keys to the game. Just give us one key, like, hey, if we do this, we win.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great environment. My last, no bad vibes, but my last road championship game was Radford. So, but no, this should be great. I mean, the atmosphere is awesome. Yeah. I mean, the fans here, you can tell they've been wanting a winning basketball team, and they finally have it. I mean, it might be something where I don't know how many of the students have actually been to a basketball game before this year, but regardless, it's great. We have so many Liberty people here too. Really, really looks awesome. It's going to be nice back and forth for the crowd. What I'd say for key to the game, I'd probably just say Van Zant, how much he can shut down guys.
All right. Sorry, I had to yank the mic from CT. Got a special guest here. This is Dr. Prevost. Made the flight down. How cool is it to see all this red here, and what Liberty is bringing to Atlanta to support our basketball team? And what are your keys to the game? Who do you think is going to win, and why?
Well, of course, Liberty's going to win. And why? Because we've got a great coach, we got great players, and we're excited about being here. And it's exciting to see all of the red shirts here and the support that's come down from Liberty to support the team. Going to be a great evening.
It's great to see you. Thank you very much for stopping by.
All right.
Hey, Nick, we'll be back in about, I don't know, a little bit more. Let me go round up some other people, and we'll be back with more guests later on. I hope you guys are killing the show. Dr. Prevost, we did make him wait behind Zeke and CT, so he's good to go, and we'll catch you guys here in a little bit.
All right, I got some interviews I want to get to. I talked with Nick Lorenzen of Mid-Major Madness. All right, joined now by Nick Lorenzen of Mid-Major Madness. First off, Nick, where you at today?
I'm at the CAA tournament. We're taping this a little early. Ran in, went to the top of this arena. 3 rows from the top. It's much bigger than you think you see on TV. Like, there's like 5 rows behind the media. It's pretty huge. It's actually pretty huge. It's a nice little venue for a conference tournament.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we know you're all over the country. Appreciate all your coverage at Mid-Major Madness. We know you are the guy responsible getting Liberty a little bit more fair coverage there, so we appreciate that. Liberty and Kennesaw, I don't think a lot of people understand maybe how rare it is to actually have a 1 and 2 seed playing in a conference championship. What do you think about this rematch?
Yeah, especially in the ASUN. I feel like the last couple of years has just been like random teams in the middle of the bracket. But, you know, I think Liberty has a really good chance of winning this. When they went to Kennesaw a couple weeks ago, they were owning the game for about 30 minutes. And then Kennesaw went on that low run there late, and they ended up winning it. I just think Liberty holds a little advantage here. Darius is going to have a big game. I was thinking on the ride up here, you know, the one NCAA tournament trip that Darius had, he didn't really play. He didn't really contribute. So, like, I think he's looking ahead to that. That could be bad. That could also be good. But he's just such a killer that I feel like he could drop like 40 points tonight or this afternoon and like do something really impressive in the NCAA tournament, drop like 32 and scare a 5 seed. But I think this matchup favors Liberty just because of how well they owned that game up there a couple weeks ago. Just that late run. They're going to be prepared for this atmosphere. They're going to be prepared for everything. I think Richie's a better coach. I actually have money on Liberty. So Go Flames.
Well, we love to hear that. Talk to us. Last question for you, and I'll let you get out of here as you got a busy day of covering the CAA tournament, one of the other really fun tournaments I love to pay attention to. You talked about Darius McGee. What do you think his national level and stock could rise if Liberty is able to get to the NCAA tournament?
Oh yeah, I mean at this point, I think that he should already be a draft pick. I don't really know how draft boards are going, but I don't think he's on draft boards. So, say he drops like 30 points in an NCAA tournament game, and they like play it close with like a Creighton or whoever the 5 seed is. I think definitely he's a mid to late second round guy. It's hit like him and Antoine Davis. They're 2 of the top scorers in NCAA history. I know they're small guys, but they've shown they can score. I mean, Steph Curry was a small guy; he could score. So there's a lot of upside with those 2 guys, and I think there'll be a lot of talk about Darius McGee heading into the tournament if you guys win today, and it will just be elevated if he has a big game in that first round.
All right, awesome, Nick. Well, we really appreciate you. Hopefully Liberty can win today, and we can chat with you again down the road here.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
All right, once again, you are looking live at KSU Convocation Center as we are counting you down to tip-off of Liberty at Kennesaw State for the 2023 ASUN Championship. Continuing with some interviews that I did earlier this weekend, here is Kyle Rode. Kyle, thank you so much for taking some time to join us. Talk about that EKU game. What an atmosphere. I'm curious, where does that rank in your favorite games that you've played in a Liberty uniform?
Oh man, it's got to be up there. I think when you look at a college basketball game, it truly had like everything you want, right? We had to respond. EKU threw some haymakers early. Maybe things didn't go our way like we had hoped in the first half, especially. And I mean, you got freshmen stepping up like they did. Darius being special, of course, and then we have so many guys that do little things that really just translate to winning. And super proud of our group. It's so hard to win in the postseason, as everybody knows, and it's truly win or go home. So I thought we did a great job responding to pressure and played with a lot of joy. And when Flames Nation is rocking like that, it gives you a little edge. So that was awesome.
Cal, I thought EKU really had a good game plan early. I thought they played maybe one of their better games of the year. What does that say about your team that you guys were still able to find a way to win when your opponent played a really good game?
Yeah, I think EKU did a really good job throwing some different wrinkles in there. Obviously, playing them twice already, you kind of expect to see some similar things, and they did a good job kind of mixing some of that up in the first half. And thought we honestly got some pretty good looks. I can remember Darius and Shai getting back-to-back layups that go in and out, and Peeves getting a corner 3, and just some of those spurts where it's like not the result you want, but the quality's there. And in a 40-minute game of basketball, like you gotta have a short mindset to respond and be more obsessed with the quality of the shot. And felt like we did that and just tried to outlast them. And credit to them, man. They got such a culture and a group of guys that play for each other, and it was a really good college basketball game.
So 32 seconds left. You hit a 3 to put Liberty up 6, kind of like the dagger 3 in a way. You showed maybe the most emotion that I've ever seen you in a Liberty uniform. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think it's almost says more about my teammates in that situation. I think Darius obviously could have took any shot he wanted there with the ball at the top of the key, and nobody would have said a word. Like, you know what I mean? He has that freedom. Zay set an unbelievable screen just so Moreno could he tipped the ball, but it wasn't enough to create a turnover. And then just the habits we build every day, shot, stop, sidestep 3. We work on it daily. So pretty cool, just the culmination of everything. And like I said before, it says a lot about my teammates just setting me up in that position. And it was awesome, man.
Talk to us for a second about Colin Porter. You guys have been talking this guy up all year. 25 points. He had 5 rebounds. He did not have a single turnover in 34 minutes in this game. Talk about his performance.
Yeah, he's special. I think Coach McKay has a unique ability to evaluate talent, and I think for CP coming in a year early, he comes from an unbelievable high school program, unbelievable family, and everybody can look at the stat sheet and be like, "Oh, it was 25," but he really had such an impact on the game where even if he didn't score, like he was unbelievable. And the fact that he had that game was amazing for him and for our team, and just his response as a freshman, I think, has been a testament to his work, his faith, his humility. So that was super cool to see him have a big time game in a semifinal of his first ASUN tournament. So super proud of him, and can't say enough good things about CP.
All right, so the rematch with Kennesaw State. Kyle, what do you guys need to do differently in this matchup to get the Flames back to the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I think as a team, we've kind of said it all along. The habits that we've been building, everything that we do on a daily basis can win the game. And that kind of gives you some confidence and also some relief when it's a high stakes game like this. You really just rely on those habits, what's gotten you here, and just play with a lot of joy and take it in. Like the fact that God's put every one of us in this particular moment, season of life together, it's been unbelievable. So we're just going to really take in the moment, play with a lot of joy, represent our school well, and be Liberty basketball. I think that's what we've tried to do all year, and the lessons we've learned last time, and felt like we even played really well, had a double-digit lead, I think with about 4 minutes to go. And in games like that, we normally win. So I think we've done an unbelievable job of not letting that define our season, not letting losses all year define our season as well. And so we'll be prepared and ready for Sunday.
All right, once again, you're looking live at KSU Convocation Center as that place is getting packed out, ready for Liberty at Kennesaw State here at the top of the hour. I also caught up with Joel Vanderpool to get his thoughts on what it's like to play in a championship game like this. All right, joined now by Joel Vanderpool. Joel, wanted to ask you first, what is it like playing in a conference championship game? What are these guys feeling as we are about an hour from tip-off or less as this is being played?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think that you have to kind of give Coach McKay a lot of credit. He does a great job of preparing them with the kind of the next game mentality. Obviously the next game is the most important. You can't fully drown out the hype, like it's there and it should be, and that's like what makes it fun. I think what's different from my experience with a lot of these guys is only the freshmen. Well, I guess freshmen and sophomores. This is only everybody else has played in multiple championship games. And so for us, it was kind of uncharted territory. It was, we're kind of not supposed to be here, but here we are. So I think that for the guys who have had that experience, they'll be able to, give a good word to the guys who have not been there before. I also think that we've learned that our freshmen are a little bit abnormal in that they're living for that moment and the bigger stage, not uncomfortable with it. So what is game day like? It's hard to sleep the night before. It is excited. Your phone is blowing up with people giving you encouraging words and telling, that they're going to be watching. And so it's all excitement. But what I can say is that when the ball tips, it feels very familiar. And that's, I'll take, our chances in between the lines with the clock going. So it's a fun experience getting your mind ready for championship day or championship game. But it's really cool how the noise just kind of settles. And I do anticipate that this will feel very similar to the Kennesaw game, 2.5 weeks ago. I think it'll feel very similar to that from an environment standpoint. The stakes are higher, but stakes are pretty high on Thursday as well. So I'm excited about it.
What's it like with the ESPN guys who are covering the game, trying to gather information? How much of that are the players a part of, and all that kind of behind the scenes stuff?
Less noticeable than you would think. And even the way, this is the thing too, is at Liberty we're spoiled, right? Like we have an exceptional TV production crew. So the amount of cameras that ESPN brings compared to, frankly, what Liberty puts out, not much of a difference. And so a lot of more of those like storylines things, those happen in the NCAA tournament, and, have meetings with, press conferences before games, and, trying to get stories. I remember John Caleb did a story with game. And so a lot of that's more dedicated to the NCAA tournament. I would say the ESPN broadcast, because now again, Charleston Southern, when we were playing, probably had a very different home video and TV crew than we did. So we were comfortable traveling with a truck or whatever it was. So I would say minimally different, just because, and I'm just going to give Liberty a bunch of credit on that. Not that they're trying to prepare people how to deal with that. It's just they do an exceptional job with their production.
Very, very interesting info. Love that. Last question for you, Joel. What does Liberty need to do different on Sunday to have a different outcome than the first meeting?
We were at the game last time they played at Kennesaw. Two things stuck out to me. One was very early in the game. One was very late in the game. This is my eye test. This is not, I don't believe that this is the gospel, but it felt like, and it appeared very early in the game, Kennesaw was saying, we are going to go be more physical than them. We're going to go at them. We are going to go north and south. And I think that caught Liberty on our heels a little bit early in the game. Now, I was talking to Tim Scarborough about it. What was funny was Youngblood wasn't going and posting up, doing, dribble handoffs to get the matchup you like, and then getting him on the post against Darius, or getting him on the post against Colin, because they can manipulate matchups by doing handoffs, and if Liberty's going to switch or not. So early in the game, I think that they are going to, I think what worked for them was imposing their will and being very physical and getting at the rim. That last stretch where Liberty lost it, what my interpretation was they were sending two screens down and having a guy curl, and having someone come and curl off of that, or someone come run off those two screens. And I felt that we were not doing a good job defending that, whether he would come off and curl, or whether he would come off and then make a play for somebody else. So I would imagine, after having watched that film, they are going to have a very specific strategy on how to handle those double down screens to be prepared. Because what was happening was, I forget their guard, is it Burden, or the little guard's name? He was curling off of those and actually getting to the rim way more than someone his size that late in the game should. And it was a lot of momentum plays off of that action. So I would imagine that Liberty's coaching staff is going to be very intent on looking at that to make sure that we don't get exploited there again. And I think it'll be very interesting to see if Kennesaw tries to pull a very similar scouting report on Darius, both offensively and defensively, that Eastern Kentucky did. Now, the funny thing is he still had 29. So, right. And they won. So how successful was it? However, it will be interesting to see if Kennesaw says, we're going to do the exact same thing as last time with some different actions. We're going to be physical early, and we're going to run really tight sets late. Or if they change up based on what other matchups and games in this postseason tournament have uncovered.
All right, how awesome was that? Joel VanderPol giving his thoughts on this game and what it's like to play in this. You are looking live at KSU Convocation Center. Oh boy, we're less than 15 minutes away from tip-off. Can you believe it? I'm joined now back with my partner, Will Matthews. And Will, we're going to bring on Richie Longshots to really get everyone fired up for this if for some reason you weren't already. But I want to go ahead and get our final thoughts on this. Will, you go ahead. What's your final thoughts on this game?
Man, I hope JVP is right, that they try to play Darius like Eastern Kentucky did. Because, they were playing him tight. They were all over him. But he did have some open shots that he was able to create space, and they just didn't fall for him. So I don't know if that's going to be the case, or do they kind of stick with their game plan that worked the first time. And of course, Liberty played a great game and led most of that game, and then just played like a bad 4 or 5 minutes, and that's what it draw down to. So Liberty has to play a complete game. I think if they want to win this, I hope they can get up early and just keep their foot on the gas. But I still think this is going to come down to the wire. Championship Sunday, 1 versus 2 seeds, true home game. I'm sure a lot of people would like to have this at Liberty Arena, but I think it means more that it's on Kennesaw State's floor.
All right. I want to give people something really to feel good about. Bear with me here. Here's my nerd info for you. So Shot Quality, one of the sites I'm really, really big into, measures the quality of shots, not necessarily just the results. Here's what they say. They say that Liberty should be 23-7 this year. Liberty is 23-7. One of the only teams in the country that is exactly what they say they are. Wow. Kennesaw State is 22-8 this year. Shot Quality says they should be 17-13. Now, does that matter today? No, not at all. It's one game. One dude goes off for either side. It could completely change. One team just shoots awful. It could completely change. But if any team is due maybe for a little bit of regression, it's Kennesaw State. My opinion on this, I think it's going to be a very similar game. I think Liberty is going to come out and really punch them in the mouth, same way they did before. I think this time, though, Liberty is going to respond down the stretch, play the tighter defense. I think Liberty wins this one by double digits. That's my thoughts. Hopefully we get on that. All right. Let's look one more time real quick here at courtside. Liberty and Kennesaw about to get way. Kennesaw State fans are getting fired up. We're going to play a quick word from our other sponsor, Ironclad Coffee. And when we're back, Richie Longshots will get you a countdown to tip-off.
Virginia's best and most flames-friendly coffee comes from Ironclad Coffee Roasters. Ironclad Roasters serves up their beautiful beans at 2 cafes in Richmond, so you can enjoy their crafted roasted specialty beans from anywhere in the country by visiting www.ironcladcoffee.com. Place your order there, and it'll be roasted to your order and shipped out directly to your doorstep.
Whenever you find yourself in the Commonwealth, pay them a visit at their 2 cafes in the Richmond area. Ironclad's owners, the O'Rourke family, are proud Flames Club members and are pleased to sponsor these podcasts by Sea of Red. Hop on over to their website at www.ironcladcoffee.com now to get Virginia's best specialty coffee headed your way.
All right, well, thanks as always to our friends at Ironclad Coffee for all their great support of A Sea of Red this season. Here he is, folks. Richie
Let's
Longshots.
go! Busted out the old school jersey. We are ready to go. It's like Dick Clark's rocking New Year's with you guys. We're taking it home. We got less than 10 minutes left until game time. I've been up since 5 a.m. jazzed up. I've listened to One Shining Moment no less than 37 times. Every year when I get my Spotify Wrapped, sure enough, what happens? Somewhere in the top 100, One Shining Moment. Makes no sense, but when you're committed to a song, you love it, you play it. It's the anthem of March. I'm giddy as a schoolgirl. I haven't been this excited since they let me move off campus, and I'm ready to roll. 2 hours going straight towards the championship. I'm getting big 2019 vibes, and that was a war. That was an absolute war. I'm expecting a war again today, and I'm ready to roll.
All right.
I love it. Richie Longshots, I don't want any actually analysis from you, but what's your biggest key to this game?
It's a great question. Free throws. Late in the game, make your free throws. In a championship situation, a lot of pressure, and I trust Liberty when it comes to that. I'm just hopeful that Kennesaw, will be in that situation where it comes down to the free throw battle, and if it does, I'm feeling pretty confident. But free throws, and just not letting them go on that run. I know that stat. I am sponsored by Ironclad Coffee. You don't know what's in there. What was that? You showed that stat, Kirby, about how we could go on a run at any moment. We're in that quadrant of teams that could go on a 10-0 run like it's nothing. normally prevent that. So I'm hopeful that it's not in that situation, but limit that run. And if they are going to do it, don't let it be in the final 5 minutes of a tight ball game.
All right,
Oh my goodness, UNC Asheville just took the lead. Chaos in the Big South Championship right now. Chaos.
Let's not go to overtime. I don't want to have to try to find this
anything
on ESPN Plus and have
Yeah.
to switch streams. Come on now, don't do it to us,
would-
Big South.
It'd be an
Don't do
absolute
it.
debacle. And I'm honestly rooting for Campbell because Fairleigh Dickinson got in last night thanks to a technicality. And I don't want them in a first 4 game again. So I'm hopeful that we get teams like Campbell that are worse than FDU that will push them into the weekend, the Thursday, Friday games. So
Really glad we got our Fairleigh Dickinson talk into this ASUN Championship pregame.
We need the
show.
one.
It wouldn't have been the same without it. Hey, really good point. Believe it or not, on the free throws, Kennesaw State 336th in the country in free throw percentage. So if it comes late, not a good free throw shooting pressure environment. That's good, but I don't think it's going to come down late. I think Liberty's going to. I don't think Liberty's going to necessarily just run away with this game, but I think Liberty's going to have pretty good control as we get down the stretch. Do you kind of feel that, or am I just being too? I don't know. The money was moving to Liberty today.
When I woke up, the line was 4, and I don't know what happened because it jumped straight to 6. So I don't know if someone bet a ton of money, someone woke up and realized something, but that line went from 4 to 6 real quick. So very interesting. I think it's at 5.5 now. When I saw it on FanDuel with Kennesaw, they were plus like 198. But this is an all-time emotional hedge situation. Throw a 50 burger on Kennesaw, and if they win, let me finish. Well worth the money to lose. Well worth it. So
you don't need to hedge. Liberty by 50. Come on.
I hedged. I hedged in
hedging.
2020. I hedged in 2020. I bet
no hedging. No
Lipscomb.
hedging.
The game was never a question. I was happy to lose the money, and I didn't say I did it, but this is a great emotional situation. There you go. It's a win-win.
All right, let's wrap this up. We are going to try to give you Dame Dog, our man. This is his last
There he
game.
is.
Shout out to Dame. Shout out for all your great coverage.
Yep.
We're going to pull this up because I think we're going to maybe be able to actually hear the live intros. We'll be back after post-game, good, bad, or ugly. It's going to be good. Liberty's going to win. Liberty by 20. Let's go. Here's the intro. Let's ride.
Players from Kennesaw State, head guard, a freshman, number 2, Hasson. And former junior, number 4, and former senior, number 10, Alex Peterson. And former junior, number 13, Mason T. And senior junior, number 15, Homa. And guard, senior number 21, Armani Harris. And guard, junior number 23, Ahmad Hasson. And guard, junior number 24, Quincy Adebakoya. And guard, sophomore number 30, Matt Brown. And guard, freshman number 31, Charles Stone. And guard, freshman number 33, Eric Holland. And now, it's time for the starters. From Liberty, and the inside all-freshman team, the guard, number 0, Alex Porter. From Kennesaw State, at forward, a senior, number 0, From Liberty, and the ASUN Player of the Year, at guard, a senior, number 2, Harris McGee. From Kennesaw State, and the ASUN second team all-conference, at guard, a senior, number 1, from Liberty forward, and from the ASUN second team all-conference, and the ASUN Scholar Athlete of the Year, a senior, number 22, Kyle Rowe. From Kennesaw State, and the ASUN first team all-conference, and guard, a senior, number 3, and from Liberty, the guard, a sophomore number 23, Joseph Manson. And from Kennesaw State, and the ASUN Defensive Player of the Year, and from Liberty and forward, a senior, number 32, Mike Preston. And from Kennesaw State guard, a senior, number 22, Spencer Walter.
Let's go, Sparky. Let's go, Sparky. Let's go, Sparky. Let's go.
Assisted by Rob and the head coach of the round, and the 2023 ASUN Coach of the Year, assisted by Ben Fletcher, William Small, and Percy Williams. Kennesaw State is structured to promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. The requested cooperation is supporting participants and officials in a positive manner, prohibiting racial or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at student athletes, coaches, team members, or officials will not be tolerated or grounds for removal from the Commonwealth. Thank you for your cooperation.